Hello, hello, and welcome to Club Braman, and I'm Heath West with Wave 92.7 and Wave 93.3. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube at home. Thank you guys for being here in the audience today. This is part of our next Wave of Country series, and if you're ever online, you can see all of our past performances. It's pretty cool at wave927.com, and then type in the keyword Next Wave. You'll see lots of the really cool performances. People who come through here when they're brand new, just like our next guy who is from Northern California. He is getting used to the humidity here in Florida, and he's not getting used to it yet. He's sweating a little bit, but please make him feel welcome. He toured with Dustin Lynch last year. He's on the Valerie Music Company records, and he's an awesome talent that I think you'll really appreciate. It's Tyler Rich, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, guys? Hey, I got my towel. I've been sweating all day. It's air conditioned in here, and the humidity is still killing me. All right. The awkward silence. All right, how's it going? So my name's Tyler Rich. I come from Nashville, but I am originally from Northern California. Thanks for hanging out with me today. So I signed with Valerie Music Company last January, so a little over a year ago, and I spent the last year writing probably about 100 songs getting ready for this first album. And this first song I like to play, I like to tell the story of how it came to life because it gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's like in the Nashville's writer's room. And so basically it's almost like a day job. You go in at about 10 a.m., you sit there for about 4 hours, and you try to write a song with strangers usually. And this guy Mike is a buddy of mine now, but we're sitting there, and he's like, he was just so heartbroken. This girl basically manhandled him. And he's like, I can't stop driving by her house at night to see if there's a truck there, see if anybody's at the house, or where's her Civic, where could she be? And I was like, dude, first of all, you're a stalker, and you got to stop. That's the first step. And then we were all laughing and making fun of him, but then we realized we've all done the exact same thing. I see you. Yeah. It's a problem. But now, not so much that, but you stalk Instagram, and you're like, who's she following? What's she doing? Why'd she like that picture? Who's that guy? And so we just kind of started laughing. I was like, dude, we've all been there. And I tried to give him this glimpse of hope. So when I'm engaged, and when I met my fiance, I was in the same similar, super heartbroken state. And I was like, man, it's almost like you're a zombie. You become dead to this whole idea of love. And then you meet somebody that gives you this spark of life again. And we wrote a song called Adrenaline, and it's about that. Franklin and forth in an ice-cold sweat. I'm throwing rocks at the Starbucks where she and I met. We're drunk on the past every day, every night, till you sobered me up and got her off my mind. I used to walk those streets like the Walking Dead, but it's like somebody sent you so you could come and save me. With that kiss making me feel again, those lips, something like medicine. I'm all in. You brought me back to life, more alive than I've ever been. I don't wanna be 6 feet under her, I won't be right under you. Your lips, my lips, you kickstart my heart like adrenaline. It's like that forgot about Chevy running on fumes. Said I was caught in the mud, now I'm caught up on you. I get drunk off of you every day, every night. Girl, you run through my veins, got my blood pressure high. Baby, I could get used to this. So I could get used to that kiss making me feel again. Those lips, something like medicine. I'm all in. You brought me back to life, more alive than I've ever been. I don't wanna be 6 feet under her, I won't be right under you. Your lips, my lips, you kickstart my heart like adrenaline. baby, like adrenaline. But dazed and confused is how I used to be. But it's like somebody sent you so you could come and save me. With that kiss making me feel again, those lips, something like medicine. I'm falling, I'm all in. Girl, I'm back from the dead and I'm better than I've ever been. That kiss is making me feel again, those lips, something like medicine. I'm falling, I'm all in. You brought me back to life, more alive than I've ever been. I don't wanna be 6 feet under her, I won't be right under you. Your lips, my lips, you kickstart my heart like adrenaline. All right, thank you. So I moved out to Nashville about 3 years ago, and the craziest thing in the world happened. They always say, don't meet your hero because it'll be ruined. And my hero when I was growing up was Garth Brooks. And so about a month after I moved to Nashville, I went to Knoxville to watch a Garth Brooks show, and I got a chance to meet him and hang out with him for a little bit. And Garth became, I wouldn't say a friend because that'd be just kind of crossing the line, but I'd love to call him a friend. He's helped me out a lot. And when I first moved to town, he got me in writers' rooms I shouldn't have been in, and got me into some meetings and stuff. And I think the best piece of advice he ever gave me is he said, Tyler, you're new to Nashville. You just moved to the place that has the best songwriters in the world. You're going to get a record deal one day, and people are going to start pitching you songs, and you're only going to want to record your songs because you're a songwriter. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, he said, always write the best songs you've ever heard, but always write the best songs you can, but always record the best songs you've ever heard. And I was like, all right. He goes, do it. And I was like, amen, Garth. And it wasn't until I got pitched this song from some of my buddies that I write with all the time, and they hit me up, and they're like, dude, we wrote a song yesterday. We think it's great for you. We're sorry we didn't write it with you, but just listen to it. And for the first time, I heard an outside song that I felt like was supposed to be mine. You guys familiar with the phrase 11:11 make a wish? Everybody? Yeah? Perfect. I found out some people don't know what 11:11 make a wish means. That's the only prerequisite to knowing what this song's about. It's called 11:11. Black coffee from a Texaco, a lotto ticket 'cause you never know. Another up all night, moving slow. It's 11 a.m. but I'm good to go. Black leather buckets, yeah, the seats get hot. Window down, wind just cooling it off. No, it ain't a red light making me stop. It's 4 ones on a dashboard clock. It's 11:11, I can't help make a wish. Wish you wouldn't have left, not the way that you did. Why the hell did I say things that I didn't mean? Why didn't I say you were everything, everything? 11:11, I hope it's there on your phone. Thinking of me and you hate being alone like I do. I hope you miss me like I miss you. It's 11:11. It's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's 2 for 1s with the guys. The sunsets and the white stars start to rise. It's gonna be a good night, yeah. But then it's 10 o'clock and we all pay. We all go our own separate ways. I turn the key, a little bit dazed, and right there on a microwave. It's 11:11, I can't help make a wish. I wish you wouldn't have left, not the way that you did. Why the hell did I say things that I didn't mean? Why didn't I say you were everything, everything? 11:11, I hope it's there on your phone. Thinking of me and you hate being alone like I do. I hope you miss me like I miss you. It's 11:11. 11:11, girl, it's 11:11. Whoa, it's 11:11. I can't help make a wish. I wish you wouldn't have left. No, not the way that you did. Said it's 11:11, I can't help make a wish. I wish you wouldn't have left, not the way that you did. Why the hell did I say things that I didn't mean? Why didn't I say you were everything, everything? 11:11, hope it's there on your phone that you're thanking me. You hate being alone like I do. I hope you miss me like I miss you. Girl, it's 11:11. 11:11, girl, it's 11:11. Baby, I miss you. Cool, thank you. So growing up in California, everybody's got their family traditions, and I feel very lucky that my family tradition was always music. And so my uncle was just like my idol growing up, and he was this guitar playing, football playing, cheerleader dating, just he was the man, and he still is the man. And it's my dad's little brother, and so anytime we do Christmas, any family get together, my uncle shows up with his guitar, a bunch of his friends show up, and they would just sit in a circle for hours, and the more they drank, the more they sang, and whatever your guys' definition of good music is, they were probably playing it at Christmas. And I mean, from the Beatles to Tom Petty to Garth Brooks to Brooks and Dunn, you name it, they were playing it. And I was just a little kid. And so every year for Christmas, I would ask my grandma, well, my mom always hooked it up for Christmas, don't get me wrong. But grandma was like that money gift. When you wanted something big, you always called grandma. And when I was 13, she got me a guitar finally. And, she's like, well, good luck. She kind of threw me in with the wolves. And so I called my uncle, and I was like, dude, grandma got me a guitar. Can I join the band? He's like, maybe not join the band, but I can teach you how to play. And, the first song he taught me was Stand By Me, and then he taught me Friends in Low Places. And I love to play this song because it is the first song that my uncle and I ever play together. As soon as I went home last month for my birthday. The first thing he does when I walk in the door is he throws me a beer, he throws me a guitar, and he goes, let's go, boy. And we just start jamming. And this band is from Northern California, so we are a little biased, but here we go. Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm, and I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day, and I'll be shining down like water. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Coming down on a sunny day. Just a little taste of CCR. It's kind of like Florida, raining on a sunny day. Humidity, I'll say it again. But, I fell in love with country music, though, when I was about 8 years old, and the movie Pure Country came out. And when you watch, I was like obsessed with that movie when I was a little kid. Now, when you watch Pure Country, because it's still on CMT every Saturday on rerun, it is the biggest chick flick of all time. I didn't know that when I was a little kid. And my mom said that, I was like, Mom, this is how it's done. She's like, this is how what's done? I was like, well, he's got this hat, he plays the guitar, he rides this horse, he gets the girl in the end, she's hot. She's like, all right, you're in first grade, you got to stop watching Pure Country. I was the only person not allowed to watch Pure Country growing up, I feel like. But, my cousin came over one day, and he's like, dude, you're obsessed with this movie, you know the whole soundtrack? I was like, yeah, doesn't everybody? He goes, I don't know, maybe, but George is playing at Arco Arena in Sacramento down the street in about 2 weeks. You want to go? And I didn't even know who George Strait was. I was like, Dusty? He's like, yeah, Dusty's a real-life singer that plays real songs on a real stage. And I was like, the only thing I knew about a movie come to life was like Disney on Ice. And so I was sold. And George Strait did not ice skate, but he did kill it. And my very first concert of all time, I got to see The King, which I feel like I was very lucky. I probably drove my mom crazy, running around the house all the time like, hey, Mom, when you hear twin fiddles and a steel guitar, listen to the sound of the American heart. So opera music on a Saturday night brings a smile to your face and a tear to your eye. So sing a song about the heartland, the only place I feel at home. Sing about the way a good man works until the daylight's gone. Hear the rain on a roof on a summer night when there's still no wrong from right. Sing a song about the heartland. Sing a song about my life. Across my heart, I promise to give all I've got to give to make all your dreams come true. In all the world, you'll never find a love that's true as mine. I didn't just grow up listening to country music, though. I was obsessed with this guy's music videos as well. Now she was more like a beauty queen from the movie scene. Said, don't mind, what do you mean? I ain't the one who dance on the floor in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean. She caused a scene. Then every head turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who danced on the floor in the round. Yeah, people always told me, careful what you do. Run around breaking young girls' hearts. Ooh, mama always told me, careful who you love. Careful what you do, because a lie becomes the truth, yeah. Billie Jean was not my lover, no. She's just this girl. She thinks that I am the one. The kid is not my son. It's not my son, no. All right, y'all are invited to Christmas. Yeah, so that's what we do in my family. We sit around and we, do cover songs on that. But when I graduated college, so I went back to school when I was in my mid-20s, and I'd promised my grandparents and promised my mom I was going to go back and get a degree, and I'd quit this band I was in, and we were touring the country, and so I was like, all right, it's time to go back to school. And for some reason, when I was looking for the easiest way out, I chose the degree of economics. I highly suggest never doing that. It was a living nightmare, but somehow I graduated with a really high GPA, and so I got offered this job working for the state of California at the Capitol in Sacramento as a financial advisor. I don't know what they were thinking. They were going to trust me with California's money. And, everything looked really great on paper. It was a great paycheck. My grandparents were happy. My mom was happy. Sally Mae was happy, but I told myself that when I graduated, I was going to move to LA and try a solo career. And so I turned the job down, and I moved to LA, and I got an equal paying job. I started bartending at the Red Robin, which was terrible also. But I was the lead singer of the band at Red Robin. We sang birthday songs to everybody. It was awesome. Just working on my chops. But, I met some producers down there, and we started writing a bunch of music. And we put out a single called Radio, and it was, an independent country ballad. And the song started to do well enough. On YouTube, it started to get a bunch of views and a bunch of comments, enough to make me feel like I should go back home and play a hometown show. Like, I bet it's going to be packed, right? So this brand new country bar opens up in Sacramento called Goldfield. And I show up, and just like this, I'm sitting on a stage with a stool. And there's probably about 15 diehard family members there. Total. They keep coming, so we're on to something good. But the best thing about that show is that, especially we're here at iHeart, which is awesome because this was an iHeart station, and the program director came up to me after the show, and he's like, dude, you got great songs, you got a great voice, you got a great show. He's like, I think you got it. And I was like, thanks, man. And I was like, what's that mean? He's like, I'm gonna start playing you on the radio. Now, as you know, as an independent artist, you don't get played on the radio. And he put it into full rotation in Sacramento. And within a month, it became the 3rd most requested song in Sacramento. Then I was like, okay, so now let's go back and play again. And so when I went back that time, we sold the place out 2 nights in a row, which is just a huge testament of the power of radio and what it can really do for a new artist. And then so kind of started to trend on the West Coast, and things started to build up and pick up pace. And so all of a sudden I get this email, and it's from this management company called L3. And they're like, hey, we manage Justin Moore, we manage Dustin Lynch. We'd love to meet with you if you ever come to town. And so that's all I needed to hear. And so 2 days later, I was on a plane going to Nashville for the first time ever. And it was St. Patty's Day, so I was never truly alone because there was just fake Irish drunk people everywhere going crazy. But I walk into this meeting, and almost like a grand unveiling, Dustin Lynch walks from behind a curtain. Most professional voice you've ever heard, too. He's like, hey, what's up, Tyler Rich? I'm Dustin Lynch. Big fan, man. Nice to meet you. Opposite side of the spectrum, I'm like, hey, Dustin, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? Big fan. He's like, well, dude, you did so I had done a cover on Instagram of Mind Reader. Before it was ever a single, it was just my favorite song on his new CD. And just 15 seconds of the chorus, and apparently they saw it because of the hashtag, and they'd been watching me for about 4 months. And they're like, well, we think you got a shot, and we think you need to move to town. So once again, that's all I needed to hear. So about 4 weeks later, I jumped in a U-Haul with my dog and best friend, and we drove 40 hours across the country. And we didn't actually even sleep. We were so excited to get there. But also, like we were just talking about, Heath, is that it was Cinco de Mayo. I was like, dude, if we drive straight, we will get at 4 p.m. on Cinco de Mayo in Nashville. We can just celebrate and just party like crazy. And so now every year, Cinco de Mayo is my anniversary of moving to town. Everybody celebrates with me. But yeah, it's just really cool. You know, I met Scott Bruschetto about 1.5 years ago, and he's just awesome. And signed me right away. I've been working on all this music, and it's just awesome to be here in Florida, even with the humidity. You guys got Disney World here. I'm a big Disney fan. But we just released this single last month. And the music video just came out as well. And check it out. The music video's got my fiance in it, and it's got my dog, Abby. She's a 12-year-old husky I've had since she was 5 months. And then her little bougie dog, Charlie. He's like this big, but they're cute. They're in the video. And thanks for hanging out. This song is called The Difference. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm tired of sleeping on us. I'm over dodging this crush. Sick of waiting 10 minutes just to text you back, so you don't get to thinking that I'm too attached to more than benefit friends, more than just a weekend binge. Want you to be my hottie, riding shotty. I don't want nobody's body but your body, babe. All I'm trying to say is there's a difference between miss you and I miss your face. There's a difference in what's going on. And baby, how was your day? Yeah, there's a hell of a difference to saying 3 words or kind of just meaning 2. There's a difference in love you, and I love you, and I want to be the difference. Yeah, I do. Said I want to be the difference between, hey, what's up, what we're gonna do tonight. Between, yeah, she's cool, we hang out sometimes, and that girl right there, she's mine. Between leading you on, holding your hand, sitting it out, girl, let's dance. Between playing it safe and taking a chance, yeah, pumping the brakes and hitting the gas. There's a difference between miss you and I miss your face. There's a difference in what's going on. And baby, how was your day? Yeah, there's a hell of a difference to saying 3 words or kind of just meaning 2. There's a difference in love you, and I love you, and I want to be the difference. Close the distance, be the puzzle piece you never even knew you was missing, baby. Oh, I want to be the difference. Yeah, I do. There's a difference between miss you and I miss your face. There's a difference in what's going on. And baby, how was your day? Yeah, there's a hell of a difference of saying three words or kind of just meaning two. There's a difference in love you, and I love you, and I want to be the difference, yeah. Said I want to be the difference. Yeah, I do. Said I want to be the difference. Thank you guys so much.
Tyler Rich, I'm going to get your water for you. So you guys.
Thanks, man.
Couple questions before you go.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks, huh?
I know, it was crazy.
Let's be honest. Is he in your cell phone?
Yeah, but
Cool.
yeah, it was crazy. We this website called The Country Sip, just random small publication. They were like, "Hey, we know you're a big Garth fan. We're going 3 hours to Knoxville tomorrow. Do you want to come with us?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds fun." And so they're like, "We think your Snapchat is hilarious. Would you like to take ours over for the night?" Sure. So then we get there and we get started. And they're like, "Hey, so we have a surprise for you. We actually get to go to the media room and where everybody's interviewing Garth, and you get 2 minutes to talk to him." And so I was freaking out. I've got an awesome picture of like right when our hands shook for the first time and everything. And I started talking to him and I was like, man, I was just in Vegas and I did a writer's round with Tony Arata, who wrote The Dance.
Wrote The Dance, yeah.
And it's one of his best friends. And Tony backstage was telling me, he's like, man, you know, I met Garth the first week I moved to town. And he heard me sing at the Bluebird, The Dance. And he's like, man, that is a hit record. He's like, I'm going to get a record deal and I'm going to record it. And so about 2 or 3 years later, Garth had not gotten a deal. And Tony had not gotten the song The Dance picked up by anybody. Everybody said it wasn't a hit. And then so Garth calls him one day. He's like, dude, I just got signed. I'm going to cut that record. And now it's one of the biggest country songs of all time. And so as I'm kind of giving, he knows the story, but you know, I give him a little background. And I was like, so in a minute and 10 seconds, what advice can you give me about all the no's I'm going to get for the first few years in town? And that's when he, you know, he's like, man, his head just like exploded. And he's like, dude, I don't need a minute with you. I need more time. So he's like, go sit in the corner like I was in timeout. And he's like, wait for me. And so it was over, and he started walking out the door on the other side, and I was just crushed. And I was like, no. And then he gets to the door, and he turns around and goes, Tyler, you coming or what?
Oh, wow.
And so the volunteers were, you know, Tennessee, and the volunteers were practicing in the court, and we just went in there and hung out in the bleachers and talked for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. First meeting with Garth Brooks, you get to talk for him for half an hour?
Dude, he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, about a couple weeks later, this random email, like super fake email address, emails me, and he's like, hey, Tyler, man, great to meet you. This is Garth. Listen to your music, man. I want to set you up with my, you know, Major Bob, which is his publisher and all that stuff. And so I wanted to set you up with some meetings over there. And so I, you know, I freaked out and called my uncle. I was like, dude, Garth Brooks just freaking emailed me. And yeah, he's awesome.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I mean, to make a friend like that, I mean, it's just the biggest superstar in the world, you know?
It's casual.
So, Garth, George Strait, I do have to ask you, your first introduction to George Strait was him wearing a ponytail in the movie Pure Country.
And the beard.
Yeah, which you've got the beard, but no ponytail.
No ponytail.
No. So you saw that movie and you said, that's who I want to be. I want to be Dusty.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had no idea that was a George Strait movie? You just...
I didn't know who he was.
That's funny.
I was so little.
Right. Okay. So first grade?
Yeah, I think so,
Okay.
right? 8 or 9.
Your mom was
Yes.
letting you watch Pure Country in the first grade?
My mom doesn't really know what I was watching when I was that young.
So favorite song on the Pure Country soundtrack is?
Cross My Heart.
Really?
Man, I love that. I think it's just the perfect timeless love song.
It is. On the radio side, we've heard it so much that, you know, it's like Baby Your Baby is more like I like that one because I haven't heard it that much, you know,
totally.
or even Heartland is a good song, or Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I love Where the
It's a
Sidewalk
classic
Ends.
album. Anybody
So
have
good.
the Pure Country soundtrack? You've got, it's a classic album. Well, thank you for coming in. We're going to do some pictures here. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube as well. And the difference is on iTunes. You can download that now.
Everywhere. Yep.
All
Please
right.
check it out.
Tyler Rich.